So first, let's start from picking a theme. So what do you want to draw? What is the composition you want to do? Let's say you want a fantasy composition like a castle and a dragon and some trees around it. Well, so first let's start to make a search on the web so that you have an idea of what you may like for your own composition. This is not wrong. Know that nothing is created out of thin air. So the trick is you have to see things, to be inspired, to have your own ideas. That doesn't mean you will copy these things. It's just for inspiration. Everything works this way. The more things you see, the faster you will have your own ideas and create your own compositions. So let's make a search for fantasy castle. Just to have an idea. So take a look at some of the compositions to have an idea of what you may like. This one has a waterfall, which is very nice, and mountains and trees all around. This can be an idea for you to add to your composition. So let's say we have seen some pictures of castles and you wanted a dragon. So let's combine these two and make a search. So you have this upper view of a castle and an island. You have a lot of situations here. A castle on an island. So get inspired. See as much as you can. It's really okay to do this so that you have your own ideas for your own composition. So you can also take a look at royalty-free images. I really love, you have Pixabay, you have Pexels, and you may have more. What I usually use is really Pixabay, because here you have images, and inside images you have pictures, vectors, illustrations, so you can pick from any of these. Of course, for this fantasy theme you won't have pictures. Then let's take a look at illustrations and search for fantasy and see what we have. All these kind of fairy things. Let's add castle to it. Alright, so we're starting to get some things here. That is a beautiful castle. Here are our dragons. I'm sure this is a composition between a picture and illustration, of course, a sunset. I'm sure this is all real, the stones and the sunset and the water. So you already have a composition here, you have another castle here. So in Pixabay you are able to find a whole composition if you like, or you can download things that you like, and you will be safe because all of these are royalty-free illustrations and pictures and vector designs, so there is no issue with this. This one is very beautiful also. So okay, let's say you have your own composition. Let's download one of these. Let me just pick one. You have so many choices. Okay, so we were searching for the dragons and the castle, and this one really looks the best for me. So let's download it in full resolution, which you can do by logging in, creating an account. It's free, so there is no problem. You don't have to credit the author, but it would be nice to say the name of the person who actually did this illustration. So let's save this, and now we have the picture, and we have, if you don't know how to work with Photoshop, you have two options at least. You can print the pictures and clip them to make your composition by hand with the scissors, old-fashioned way, and make the composition, or you can try to edit the image on an online program like photo editor. So that's what we'll do. Alright, so now we are going to edit our picture. This one is already a composition, so I think there is not much to edit. Okay, images, and you can always keep the original size. So here you have your picture. You can change the view, increase, decrease. Okay. So in here you have a lot of things to work with. You can crop. Alright, we have a situation here because the area works with pixels and it's hard to understand what we're gonna get when we crop these. So you have, for example, this unitconverters.net, where you can convert centimeters to pixels. The thing with this is that it also depends on your image definition. So, well, let's take this for granted and say that 1 centimeter has always 37 pixels. So if you want an A4 size, you would have 21 centimeters by, let me just write this down. So this would be our height, which would be 793 pixels, and we want 29.7. of width would have to be 1122 pixels. So let's go back to online photo editor and place these values 1122 and 793. Right, now from here, if you use the shift key before moving the size, as you can see, it does not change, it's proportional. So to keep proportion, just hit the shift key and don't take your finger before you finish resizing, so that it is proportional, it keeps proportion. So let's apply. We have here our dragons and our castle and a little bit of the sunset and the rocks, so it's fine for me. So in this situation we already have the whole composition that we can use. You can also draw freehand shapes, image, text, and you have many filters here and effects that you can use, but let's keep this simple for now. You should convert your image to grayscale, because a colored image to burn and trace and to understand, it's harder to understand if you have a color image. I always like to give some good contrast so it has more volume to it. You will of course do as you like the most. So it's perfect for me like this. You have a lot of contrast and volume and depth. So let's now save this image over the other one. Yes, replace. Alright, in this situation we already have everything we need. And so from here we can now print this. Or if you did the collage with the several prints of the several items for your composition, it should be good to scan that composition, change it to black and white if it already isn't in black and white, and make a print of the final composition or a photocopy or something, so that you have a flat piece to work. You should make 2 prints, at least I always do that. One I use to trace the design to the wood, and the other one keeps clean so I can see everything without the pencil line or what you usually use to trace the design. And so now the only thing you have to do is trace this to the wood and start burning. So this is the second option you have. I am still in Pixabay website, so we were looking for a castle and a dragon. We can pick this castle. It also has some landscape. Can download this in high resolution again. Let's save it. And now well, the dragon is already a fantasy creature, so we don't need, or maybe we do. Yeah, maybe we do need to put fantasy dragon. Have this flying dragon. This one is perfect because it has no background. It's a PNG picture. When you see these squares, it's because it is transparent, it has no background, so this is actually perfect for what we want. Let's save this one also. And now let's move on to photo editor. Well, in photo editor you also have all these options that will lead you to other page. So you can click, you want to do a photo collage, so let's click this one and it leads you to photocollage.com. You can add the images you want by clicking Control and then click the second image, and it will open both of them. So we have our castle here, and we can resize it, and this one is in the back, our dragon. Bring it forward. As you can see, it is already without a background, so it's easier to place. You can place it wherever you like. Maybe a little bit smaller, and we can choose where to place it. Let's just add another one. can take these borders out by double clicking the image and putting 0. Okay. And now we can save this in high resolution. It will upload the images. And you can now save it. Our castle and dragon. Our composition. Okay, so we want this in black and white, so let's go back to photo editor, open our collage, let's keep original. Let's just crop this white border that came with it. Apply. Okay, so now we have just our image. And we will turn it to black and white. Grayscale, I'm sorry. And now we can adjust just a little bit by adding more contrast. A little bit of brightness also. So that we have our highlights and our shadows well defined. This will make things a lot easier when you're burning. Let's apply. And let's save it. Final. So now you have it. It's ready to print and burn. I just wanted to end by saying that to copy somebody else's work can be seen as a great compliment. You can use it for yourself as a gift or just to practice. It can also be a challenge and mean that you love that work so much that you would love to be able to do it yourself. It's the profit coming from that representation that is the issue here. It's wrong to use somebody else's hard work, claim it as yours, and earn money from it. So keep that in mind and everything will be perfectly fine. Hope you liked this and have fun.